Live from New York. It's a show that has been telling you for years, literally, that quarterback wins are a true stat, and no one believed me until they watched the Chiefs.
Very true. Nick has come around on that.
Oh, you don't get to gloat about a single thing until
Jimmy
about
G?
3:40. Bruce on at least a 30-minute timeout for the takes of the week.
I don't think your takes were that
okay.
bad. We're starting with the Super Bowl rematch.
How'd that go?
New day, same results.
Oh, not good.
Chiefs win. Statistically, Mahomes, not good, except that he salted the game away and made clutch play after clutch play, and the Chiefs are still undefeated. Okay. Mahomes yesterday, not great, but again, he won. Passer rating is a career low, but we
How many truck sticks of safeties?
I think just one.
Okay.
And one shot to the neck that he received and one truck stick.
Yeah.
We also have 4 banners. I don't know if these are all for the
Can't wait
Chiefs.
to see these.
Sometimes you sneak a Bills one in there, but
Sometimes I sneak a now hiring Jets one in there, and the next week the guy gets fired. You never know. The banners are forward thinking. What's up?
how much credit does Mahomes deserve for the win?
Oh, we'll get to Patrick Mahomes in a moment. But first, let me say this. This was a perfect Chiefs win. And Brew doesn't like when I use the word perfect. I throw it around sometimes. Last week I threw it around, and he was like, well, it wasn't actually perfect in this regard. This was a perfect Chiefs win. Because the defense, once again, reminded everyone, and they will quickly forget or not care or just wish it weren't true, so pretend it isn't. They're the best defense in the league by a mile. They shut down the opposing team's best running back. They shut down the opposing team's best receiver. Yesterday, obviously, the best receiver got hurt, but they've done it all year. And they make Brock Purdy look like, I don't know, you guys, is pumpkins around here anywhere? I don't know. Also, the league's
horrible take.
as
Those are good
okay,
takes, and
that's
they're
fine. I'm
cooking for a minute, but
if you think that Brock Purdy played well, that's fine. I think he played terribly.
He did.
He played it. Him and Mahomes are right there.
Is that what you think? Because I saw Patrick Mahomes make the game-winning plays.
I agree with that. I'm just saying you can't say Brock Purdy played horrible because he had one more interception than Mahomes.
It's not one more interception. It's infinitely fewer game-winning plays. That's what it was. He didn't have.
He's like every other quarterback in the NFL.
That's fine. We can talk about Brock Purdy in a moment. I'll get to Mahomes in a second. But it's to go along with the best defenses, of course, the best coaching staff, which once again put Kyle Shanahan and his crew in the blender. Whether it was Spags or Andy Reid, put them in the blender. And then, as almost an embarrassment of riches, it's like, oh yeah, also the league's best special teams. A kicker who never misses kicks, throw McCole Hardman back there for punt returns when you need a big spark. So you have all of that, and then you have Patrick, who is the league's best quarterback but is not playing like it, except for, of course, when he has to. Or, as it used to be the case, I think, with the Incredible Hulk, when you make him angry. Because here's the story of yesterday's game, which was Malik Collins hit him in the throat. And the Chiefs who get all the calls, and Patrick Mahomes who's protected, the ref looking right at it. It's like, seems like a fair football play.
He almost did it, too.
He almost did it, and he's like, whatever, who cares? Yeah. And so then Patrick Mahomes cooks the best defensive player in football, not named Chris Jones, Fred Warner, cooks 53 because he thinks he can throw a forward pass 10 yards downfield, then gets to the sideline. And then at the end of it, he says, hey, Mustafa, have some of this.
That's so good.
By the way, it's a 2-point game. It's 4th down. It's the 4th quarter. If he doesn't score there, they might lose. And so how much credit does Patrick Mahomes deserve for the win? Just enough to get the win. And also a reminder that, man, show muscles ain't real muscles. And there's grown man dad strength and whatever that Mustafa character has. Because that's what we learned yesterday. That body is better than that body in the NFL.
Wow.
Maybe not on IG and maybe not when you're competing with Greg Jennings for Mr. Olympia. But when it comes to winning football plays, that one is greater than that one, Broussard.
Woo. Let me say this, too. Mustafa had 2 huge hits earlier in the game. I don't know if you remember the 2 huge hits, and then so that made it even more impressive.
Was one on Xavier Worthy?
One was on Worthy.
The one
where
that
they
knocked
thought
I grade that one in the curve.
Knocked Worthy.
No, but then there was one before that.
Yes.
There was like he had
and
2
Mustafa,
great
by the
hits.
way, is a good player, and it's not his fault that he literally ran into the greatest player ever. It's just not his fault.
That was impressive by Mahomes. Look, Mahomes deserves a ton. And I'm going to first start by Andy Reid, and you alluded to it, coach circles. And Spagnuolo, of course, is the one facing Kyle Shanahan's offense. But Andy Reid, with that depleted, because obviously the Niners were depleted with skill position players, but so were the Chiefs, Juju, and all that stuff. And for a while, even without Xavier Worthy, the jet sweeps and all the stuff he was running, it just looked like, and Shanahan obviously is a great offensive mind. Andy Reid looked like he was on another level. Yeah. And that is a huge, as great as Mahomes is, and I think he's the best ever, Andy Reid is a huge part of why they're still able to win, even with Mahomes struggling the way he is. So their coaching staff has to get credit. But Mahomes deserves a ton. Look, the stats look terrible from yesterday. And the stats look terrible for this season.
Yeah.
I know he must look at his stats and just be embarrassed.
Yeah, here are the ranks, if you have the rank stats. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this is like LeBron averaging 13 and 4 in his prime. I mean, this is incredible what he's doing.
With with half of the games ending on a made buzzer beater, though. That's the difference.
But not by him.
No, it is by him.
Some of them are by him, some of them are defense. But here's the thing. Even 13 and 4, I don't care if he hit game winners. It's still. But Patrick Mahomes is just a winner. That's just all there is to it. And we're going to get into Purdy in a few. I kind of feel like, I know you probably do, and I think people around the NFL, players that they have to face, are starting to feel this. Whatever Mahomes would have had to do to win that game, like if Purdy had been great and they get in the lead, San Francisco has the lead, Mahomes probably would have done whatever 100%. He had to do to win. And you saw the 33-yard run. That's Fred Warner that he shook off for that tackle. I mean, that he just did whatever. And then you saw it running over Mustafa. He's a winner. It's all there is to it, and this is impressive what he's doing, able to win, playing as poorly as he
I've said that for years, and I've been laughed at and called a caveman because I say quarterback wins are a stat. I put it up there. Quarterback wins, he's number 1, but everything else, he's 14th, 28th, 23rd in passer rating, and I want you to come around now. Be like, Wilds, you're right.
Are definitely
as a fellow
QB
Chiefs fan.
now.
You have to be now.
You have.
So
you have no leg to stand on except Wilds, you were right this whole time.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I know that.
Here's the problem. The problem is when you use quarterback wins to prop up a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, your argument immediately seems ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
But when quarterback wins are a way to excuse, if you will, a quarterback who right now has the greatest statistical resume through 7 years of any player in NFL history.
The wins
it's a different no. Who has the most touchdowns through 100 games?
I know, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
But this year, we're talking about this
and going back to last year.
It's going to be interesting with the MVP race. Because they're winning so much,
and so
it will really
be
interesting.
And I don't listen. I don't think he should be the favorite. For the record, I think the MVP.
But that's obviously based on they thinking he's going to pick it up.
Or they think the Chiefs are never going to lose, or what? Because it will be odd if the numbers stay the same. But whatever it is. But because I knew you guys were going to try to use the greatest winner in NFL history, who's also the greatest stats in NFL history, as an odd cudgel just for your quarterback wins, I made you dopes a banner too, which is fine. 5-0 against the Niners, 6-0 this year, and 12-0 since the nightmare on Christmas. The nightmare on Christmas. Those are all quarterback win stats for you.
Oh, that's good.
I made a banner specifically for you because I knew you'd want to pound the quarterback wins chest.
Let me ask you this, Nick. Yeah. If his numbers stay roughly the same and they are 17 or even 16-1.
16-1, no.
17-0 though.
If they go, if the numbers stay like this, and the Chiefs go undefeated, let me rephrase it. If a team goes undefeated, someone on the undefeated team has to be the league's MVP.
That's right.
So I'd be fine with it. Right now, I told you, I think the MVP is Chris Jones. The Chiefs MVP is Chris Jones. And I know yesterday he doesn't have stats. And Chris Jones doesn't have great stats, but I think he's the fulcrum of the defense, and I think the defense has been the best thing. But if they're 16-1, we've seen that before. You know what I mean? And I know we saw 17-0.
But still, 16-1 when maybe everybody else has at least 4 losses is.
Maybe Xavier Worthy gets in there. Also, maybe I'm the rookie who wins MVP. 49ers, meanwhile, only muster 18 points, are now below 500. Purdy threw 3 interceptions. Had her passer rating of Brew.
It was worse than Mahomes.
37.
Exactly.
He does, the outfit.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
How's Kirk Cousins dressed?
Well, can I just say
Kirk
something?
Cousins looks Atlanta cool now.
Matthew Stafford?
Wilds, every time
sharp?
we see Brock Purdy,
Wilds is the
off
one.
the air says the guy doesn't dress well enough to be a franchise quarterback. Then we get on the air and you act
You're
like
like,
you
well,
don't
he
feel
doesn't
that way.
make any money. You can get a suit on loan and be like, hey,
He
before I
makes
start,
enough
this is my
money.
Hugo Boss shirt.
He makes $1 million
right.
bucks a year.
That's
exactly
he can
right.
dress well.
But he's from, well, he played at Iowa State.
Where are you
care
from,
where
bro?
you play.
I lived in Iowa for 2 years.
Exactly.
They don't
I
have
was,
Blazers?
I was sharp, but a lot of people
Look at
weren't.
these guys.
A lot of other people
Sorry,
weren't.
we're
at
getting
these
yelled
guys.
at. Less Blazer
All right,
talk.
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
It's not basketball
Go
season.
defend the guy who you said was going to win, who
what's
threw
the
the
question?
game away.
I don't even know.
I do.
It's how much
Purdy
to
needs
blame.
to dress better.
What, Purdy the reason why the
49ers
Niners lost.
There's a lot of reasons, and I'm
Is
gonna
he the
get to
biggest?
Purdy. Purdy he's not. Don't think I'm gonna be up here defending because I'm objective. You know, I
That's
cut
true.
my teeth in journalism.
Yeah, not like
That's
you.
So I
on
keep it
radio.
real. Yeah,
Hot takes.
I waved the pom-poms while I was.
For no man.
Thank you.
Then why
First
do you
of
literally
all-
go Iowa Mafia?
First
Is
of
that
all-
not a pom-pom in
I'm
your
not
hand when
doing
you do
Iowa Mafia today.
Mafia?
First of all, I gotta say something about the 49ers special teams.
Oh, my
Their
God.
special, no, because they played a role in this.
I mean,
their special teams are a joke.
That's
and
true,
that is
actually.
on Kyle Shanahan. Like, how in the world are your special teams? So they're on their third kicker because the other two got hurt making tackles on kickoffs. All right, they missed an extra point last night. And, Nick, because this had a factor, Mecole Hardman has a 55-yard punt
Yeah,
return.
of course.
He's good
Which
at that.
sets up a touchdown to go up 14-3.
Now, the kid
so
did
they
hit a
deserve
50,
something.
not the kid, but their kicker did hit a 55-yarder, which is career long. But I agree with
But
you.
right,
I
that's the
agree
problem.
with
The defense.
Come on, bro.
Hold on. They can't tackle.
That's true. But Mahomes does that little sideline thing.
Rare. It wasn't just Mahomes. It is rare that, or at least it was yesterday and watching this season, that the first guy that makes a hit on the runner makes the tackle. And if he does, he's dragged 2 or 3 yards upfield.
We got special teams.
So,
we got
Nick,
the defense. We're
the
still,
Chiefs ran for 184 yards yesterday.
let's get to the medical staff.
111 after contact.
Yeah, what about game
Don't
day?
think I can't say that.
What about game day operations? Didn't have the
No,
crowd
no.
making
The
noise at the right
defense
time.
and special teams, and now I will get to Mr. Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
He deserves most of the blame.
Thank you.
Most?
Yes.
Usually you
absolutely.
start with the
he
person
he
who
lost.
deserves
No, but I got to lead up.
Yeah.
Again, I think Mahomes would have done something to win the game, but Purdy cost them the game. Let's say that.
Oh.
Again, even though I think maybe he would have gone. Show the interceptions. He had 3 of them. All 3 were in Chiefs territory.
Yep.
Now, this is the first one. This ended up being okay because is that? No, that's not the first.
That's the second.
That's the second one, right?
Yeah.
They
And
were
after
down 14-12.
Yeah.
You think that was the
that's
wrong
from
route?
that's
No,
from the 30.
both
They were
Shanahan
all
and
his
Purdy
fault.
said it
They were
wasn't.
all his fault.
Yes.
They're from the 30.
Yeah.
They're at the 34-yard line, down 2.
Yeah.
So you figure we're at least getting a field goal.
Yeah, how about
All right, you go up a
same
point,
there.
if not touchdown.
Yeah.
The second one you saw, they're at the 5-yard line, down 21-12.
Yeah.
Chance to even you kick a field goal because you needed
field
to
goal,
score.
got hit.
Yeah.
No. Look, Brock Purdy, and this is why I'm judging him so harshly. He has proven to me, and I think to Nick's going to go off on him today, but that he's a good quarterback.
Yes.
And so no excuses. I think he's proven, and he was, most of the GMs around the league said, tier 2 quarterback. So just like I'm not giving Matthew Stafford a pass because he doesn't have his receivers, we're not giving Mahomes a pass because he doesn't have his receivers. I'm not giving Brock Purdy a pass.
Okay.
He had a bad game. Now, he had some moments. It wasn't, he had moments where he was okay.
Right.
But
so his two
the
best
2
passes were
interceptions crushed him.
underthrows that if he throws on a line are touchdowns. The one to Cowing where before the pick, and the one to Kittle. Those guys, the Chiefs corner was cooked on both of them. Was the safety on one, was the backup corner on the other, and they were underthrows.
He missed some throws. He missed some other throws.
Here's the Niners offense start the game: 3 and out, pick, 3 and out, 4 and out, 3 and out, 4 and out, and then in the second half. Down 14-12, like Bruce said, terrible pick on the pass to Bell that you showed. Down 21-12, terrible pick in the end zone.
And both led to touchdowns.
Listen, and then he did cook. He cooked in garbage time. Guys, if we are being objective and fairly looking at the evidence, one would look at Brock Purdy with all of the Avengers and say it's a minorly concerning trend considering Brandon Ayuk is done for the year. We don't know when Christian McCaffrey's coming back. When he has all 5, they only lost in the Super Bowl in overtime. They score his 29-3 touchdown interception. When just one of them or multiple are missing, he immediately becomes bad and the team becomes bad. I'm not making that up.
No, you take away 3 guys. I mean, I don't think that's a Brock Purdy stat per se.
Okay,
yeah, Purdy
Jalen Hurts is not good with Saquon. Everyone
well
goes.
This year.
Okay,
right.
guys. Well, this year
the only quarterback, and his numbers aren't even good. The only quarterback winning without his Avengers, if you will, is Mahomes.
Okay, so here's the that's
we saw Josh
and the
Allen.
numbers aren't good.
We saw Josh Allen just complete 30% of his passes a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I know, and that was a problem, and we criticized it. Okay, that's fine. If you guys want to argue that Purdy's played really well this year, I disagree. But here's the other thing. Brock Purdy, another objective look at any young player. Did they have a really awful game and the book got out on him a little bit? Is a question we ask all the time. Brock Purdy, before and after the Ravens game. We can show it to you because the numbers, it's just...
Where'd they end up after the Ravens game?
No, they did end up in the Super Bowl.
Oh!
But listen, again, you guys can be...
Oh!
I understand they were in the Super Bowl, and in that playoff
Detroit,
run, he was
Green
brutal
Bay.
and then excellent
Brutal?
in both games. No, I just said brutal and then excellent in both
But
games.
we just praised Mahomes for being brutal then excellent.
No.
Yeah, he was brutal yesterday, then excellent when it came winning time.
100%.
Same thing Purdy did in the playoffs.
So again, if you think Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes should be held to the same standard, that's fine.
I'd never say that. But what I'm saying is you just sat here and praised Patrick Mahomes for being brutal and then being great in winning time.
Exactly.
What was Brock Purdy last year in the playoffs?
Well,
brutal in a couple games, and then what about winning time?
And except for the Super Bowl, he was great in the winning time
in
in all those games.
And the Super Bowl, he wasn't bad.
No, that's fine. But that's, again, I'm just saying, you guys can get mad. If it wasn't someone you had such an emotional investment in Wilds, that this is what fairness would be. He'd be on Pumpkin Watch.
That's not true.
I'm just telling you, he'd be on Pumpkin Watch.
He's helping
be on Pumpkin Watch. He'd be on Pumpkin Watch.
No, you don't have the right.
What do you mean I don't have the right to do Pumpkin Watch?
Pumpkin Watch out of the show, first of all. Now you're trying to co-opt Pumpkin Watch.
No, I tried to take Dud Watch out of the show.
He's on Dud Watch. If everybody's hurt, he's on Dud Watch. He's not on Pumpkin Watch.
Okay.
He's graduated out of Pumpkin Watch.
We took Geno off Pumpkin Watch. We're not taking Brock, who's led a team to the Super Bowl.
He's been on a team that went to a Super Bowl.
He was 4th in MVP voting.
Okay, how do you think that's going this year? I'm just curious.
I think he's having a better individual season than Mahomes.
Okay, I don't.
Mahomes has an 82 passer rate.
I don't think Brock Purdy's been better than Patrick Mahomes.
No, I'm a quarterback wins.
He is too.
Okay, good.
I'm
this
a
year.
Hold on, Dusty's yelling at us.
I am that.
What does the future hold for the Chiefs?
It's a tough game for Brock.
It was.
They're undefeated.
Absolutely.
Kyle Shanahan can't win. I don't care who you put back there.
Shanahan, he's.
Oh, now we're going to kill Shanahan.
Shanahan's never beaten Andy Reid.
He got coach circles.
Now we're going to kill Shanahan.
You know that. You know that.
Dusty, I know. Dusty yelling at me for your behavior. Defense only allowing 17 points a game, but Mahomes turned the ball over every game for a total of 8 interceptions to pair with only 6 touchdowns. So the question is, do the Chiefs' ugly wins make them more
Since we don't have time, I'll just go very quick here. The wins aren't ugly. They have trailed in the fourth quarter once this year.
They are.
Once.
I never thought they were
What's the
going to lose that
definition
game.
of an ugly win?
I think a definition of an ugly win depends on the team we're talking about. For the Chiefs, it means people want them to be in the style points era, and they're not. And with respect to the greatest, or the most famous, maybe the greatest, but certainly the most famous Chiefs fan in Chiefs Kingdom, we have one more banner to drop. Because I told you guys this on Friday. It was just an impromptu turn of phrase. And then I saw it, read that I had said it on Twitter, and I was like, wow, that was a bar. That was good. That's right, KW. Which is, the Chiefs are not in the style points era. They are in their championship era. And so, in the midst of the eras tour, thank you, Taylor, we are changing what era we're in.
Say that?
So you guys,
is that what
said that?
I said it because
Why
it's
is
true.
she up there, though?
Because she's on the eras tour. The Swifties are going to be mad at you, Brew, for not understanding that tape.
Bro.
I'm just telling you.
I don't know
right
anything
now.
about the Swifties.
You don't know the Eras tour?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.